G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've just done an article on Peter Dutton, the former Liberal Party leader. He held the Queensland seat of Dixon from 2001 to 2025, and he was the Liberal Party leader at the 2025 federal election. He played a big hand in destroying the party. They lost a whole heap of seats. The Labor Party ended up with over 90 seats, and without a doubt, a lot of that was because they were scared of Peter Dutton. The voters were scared of Peter Dutton. And he lost his seat of Dixon to the local Labor Party candidate. And the reason I've done an article on Peter Dutton is because he's back in the fold. He's back on the gravy train. He's back with his snout in the trough. And I'll read that article out to you. And I published the article on Thursday, the 16th of April, 2026. And it's titled, Peter Dutton's Snout Back in the Public Trough with the help of Premier David Crisafulli. The article starts off, Peter Dutton, who oversaw the destruction of the coalition at the 2025 federal election, has been given a job he is not qualified for by the LNP Queensland Premier David Crisafulli on the board of the Queensland Investment Corporation, overseeing investments in critical minerals and defence industries. For those who don't know, the Liberal Party and the National Party are one party in Queensland. That's why they're called the LNP, as in Liberal National Party. Anyhow, my article goes on to say, what makes it even worse than just Peter Dutton's failing as a political leader is that he has a long history of fraudulent conduct as a minister and also allegations of insider trading when he was a federal MP. Queensland Investment Corporation is Queensland's state-owned investment manager with more than $135 billion in assets under management, and someone as shady as Peter Dutton should be nowhere near it. The ABC reported on the 10th of April 2026, Mr Dutton's appointment was announced on Friday, alongside that of former Queensland Labor Assistant Minister Michael Choi. The state government said the appointments were designed to help drive investment in key growth opportunities for Queensland in defence industries and critical minerals. Queensland Investment Corporation is Queensland's state-owned investment manager with more than $135 billion in assets under management. Queensland Treasurer David Janetsky said Mr Dutton would provide strategic advice on accelerating development through the flagship Sovereign Industry Development Fund. These appointments will bring world-class expertise to the Queensland Investment Corporation, strengthening its ability in driving investment in our state, helping grow our economy to benefit all Queenslanders, Mr Janetsky said. And I go on to say in the article, the Queensland government has tried to cover up Peter Dutton's appointment to some degree by also appointing a former Labor Party politician, Michael Choi, to the Queensland Investment Corporation board at the same time. The LNP will claim it shows impartiality, but what it really shows is the LNP knew Peter Dutton's appointment to the QIC was a rort that should have never happened. The Labor Party didn't fall for Premier David Crisafulli's trickery and have been critical of Dutton's $134,000 a year appointment. The Sydney Morning Herald reported on the 10th of April 2026, Shadow Treasurer Shannon Federman criticised the appointment on Friday as another jobs for mates appointment. She said the appointments have gone from sneaky to blatant abuse of taxpayer money. At a time when Queensland families are struggling to pay their bills, the LNP are giving and creating lucrative jobs for former LNP MPs and donors, she said. Sadly, the only train running in Queensland right now is the Premier's gravy train. And I go on to say in the article, Peter Dutton's insider share trading in banks. In February 2025, a couple months before the May 2025 federal election, it was reported that Peter Dutton bought bank shares the day before a major government announcement in 2009, as per the video I'm about to show you. And I'll show you that video now.
The Albanese government is questioning Peter Dutton's integrity this afternoon over his share trading during the global financial crisis. Live to Josh Martin in Parliament House. Josh, what is Labor getting at here?
Good afternoon, and the election is imminent. The polls aren't going the government's way, and now the mud is well and truly flying. Peter Dutton's records show he purchased bank shares in 2009, the day before the Rudd government announced a $4 billion commercial property guarantee. Some of the shares soared in value, and Mr Dutton sold them weeks and months later at a profit. Labor has revealed then opposition leader Malcolm Turnbull was briefed before the decision was announced and are calling on Peter Dutton to reveal what he knew at the time as a shadow cabinet minister. The issue was raised in Senate estimates today and it caused chaotic scenes. Take a listen.
We are now reading about how Mr Dutton behaved in the on the eve of that bank bailout.
You want to say that outside of parliamentary privilege, Minister?
Please,
why don't you say it outside the room?
There's genuine questions to answer.
Why don't you say it
All you've got is
outside
mud. This is a guy who had no real history of trading in bank shares, but he entered into an absolute frenzy of buying and selling bank shares.
We are perhaps 5 days from a federal election being called. The Labor Party dirt unit is powering up. What a pity they're not powering up an economic plan.
And Peter Dutton's office has released a statement to 7 News this afternoon. It reads, Mr Dutton had no access to any sensitive information on these matters, nor was he privy to government briefings on the global financial crisis. So a flat-out rejection, but Peter Dutton is yet to front the cameras since this story broke this morning, and it's likely not to go away until he does.
News.com reported in February 2025, Peter Dutton's share trading during crucial junctures of the global financial crisis is in Labor's sights, prompting demands that he reveal whether he knew sensitive information before buying up shares in the big banks. As the Prime Minister prepares to call an election, a forensic analysis of Mr Dutton's declarations to Parliament reveals he notified Parliament of a share-buying blitz involving the big banks the day before Labor announced a bailout in 2009. But Mr Dutton has slammed the claims as muckraking, accusing Labor's dirt unit of trawling his financial records to create a controversy. Between October 2008 and March 2009, Dutton updated his register of interest 13 times to indicate he had either bought or sold shares. News.com.au has confirmed he had not previously bought or sold any shares for the previous 3 years, according to his parliamentary records. And I go on to say in the article, Canstruct and Peloton. Peter Dutton was a Minister for Immigration from 2014 till 2017, and Minister for Home Affairs from 2017 until 2021, and oversaw 2 massive fraudulent contracts with dodgy companies, Canstruct and Peloton, worth over $2.3 billion in total. In October 2022, I published an article titled Peter Dutton and his dodgy $1.8 billion deal with Canstruct, who had no staff, no revenue and no assets. Will the National Anti-Corruption Commission investigate? Which starts off, Peter Dutton and the previous federal government awarded a company called Canstruct International a total of $1.8 billion in government contracts in very suspicious circumstances, given they had no staff, no assets, no revenue when they won their initial contract. This is relevant now, as it was raised again in Parliament in February 2022, as per the below video, and given Dutton and the deal would have been a prime candidate to be investigated by the new National Anti-Corruption Commission. And I go on to say in the article, Peloton was another $2 shelf company with a head office at a beach shack on Kangaroo Island that Peter Dutton gave $532 million in inflated government contracts to. And I go on to say, it raises a question whether or not Peter Dutton is currently under investigation by the National Anti-Corruption Commission for his corruption while a federal politician. I wonder if Queensland Premier David Crisafulli asked the National Anti-Corruption Commission before they appointed Peter Dutton. The Queensland Investment Corporation has $135 billion in assets under management. Now fraudster and alleged insider trader Peter Dutton will have a say where the money goes. And I ask the question, do you think Peter Dutton will try and skim some off the top for himself? Question mark. At a time when the Liberal Party and National Party, LNP in Queensland, are losing thousands of voters daily to One Nation and other parties and will be lucky to survive, you would think they would stop the corruption. But no, Queensland Premier David Crisafulli is more interested in looking after his boy Peter Dutton than the long-term future of the Liberal National Party. Now, if you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, there's links there with a lot more information. And I'm an independent journalist and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. And I've been running a campaign to make sure I can keep on doing the work I'm doing. And I'll read that out to you. 20 weeks ago, I launched a campaign with a simple goal, find 200 new monthly supporters so I can keep doing this work as a fully independent journalist, running this website and YouTube channel without corporate backing or paywalls. Since then, 166 wonderful people have stepped up and become monthly supporters. That's huge, thank you. We're now at 34 to go. If you've been enjoying the work and aren't yet supporting monthly, I'd be incredibly grateful if you consider joining them. Here's the situation. Like most independent journalists, I'm basically a one-person small business. Right now, a lot of us are feeling the squeeze, just like many small businesses and households are. To stay afloat and keep bringing you the reporting I do, I need roughly 200 more people, well, 34 now, chipping in whatever they can comfortably afford each month. Anything from $3 to $100 or whatever works for your budget makes a real difference. There's no lock-in. You can cancel or adjust at any time. If that feels doable right now, you can see all the donation options on the donations page, and I'll put a link to that below this video on YouTube. Your support, whether it's a monthly donation or a one-off donation or just sharing my work, is what helps keep independent voices like this one alive. And please do your bit and help shine a light on corruption and share this video on social media. And please hit the like and subscribe button and notification button. That way you get notified when I publish new videos. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.